Peter Jolly here, one of the trustees of the Rose, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank anybody who's running open days, tours, events at the Rose Playhouse, and thank you for listening to the orientation of the Bloomberg app. When you or somebody who's visiting the site are getting started, they'll need to go to their either Google or their App Store and download the app. So you just type in Bloomberg. I didn't do this right, so it doesn't go straight to it. And you scroll down and find this, the purple symbol for the Bloomberg Connects app. There it is. And then you download it or open it. I've already got it open, so you immediately go to a page which contains it, although because I'm in Greenwich, I have to search for it, so I just put in Rose and there it is. Then you hit Start the Guide, and then that takes you into the whole range of activities that we have on the app, starting with a message from Kathy Dacre about ours, a very quick introduction, and a special message from Judy Dench. Then as you scroll down, there's how to use the guide. This is mainly for people who are using it at home. It says about accessibility and stepped access and so on and so forth. Then scroll down to the brief history of the Rose, and there on the brief history there are several pages which give a lot of detail that you can advise people to read on the train on the way home or at home. There are 4 pages. Brief history of road, the beginning, and then the revealing the roads. And same, we've got images there. We've got a history of the excavations, of the campaign to save the Rose. You can see the images there. Please don't doze the Rose. And then we go on to the current preservation regime. And then we go on to the visit here, when you can visit, and that links back to the website with times of day and what have you. And then the last one is the future of the Rose, where there is ideas from the Rose Reveal project. Then we go to the Rose Sonic Trail. That's external. It takes 1 hour and 15 minutes, and that's for when people leave that you should suggest this one. There will be barcodes on the inside windows. They click the tour, and then up pops a map of the various stops around Bankside and Queenhithe. And you can see the play begins in 1 hour, and you can see those little pinpoints. When you hit those, then it takes you to that site and you press play and you move on. So you can see there, there's Southwark Bridge, and of course number 3 is the Globe, obviously not in that order. You don't want to do it in that order. But it means that if you're starting the other side of the in Queenhithe, then you can just hit 7 if you're by Three Crane Wharves. Then you can hear the tour from that point, and it takes you over the Millennium Bridge in front of the Tate, and then back to the Rose Playhouse with number 1. So that's for people who can't get into the Rose, or people who've done the Rose and want a wider tour, and you can give them that. People who visit the Rose as an additional thing to do. Then we move down to the sound stories, the Rose Archaeological tours, when people are inside the tour. It's 10 stops, 15 minutes. And this is what we really want to concentrate on. Again, start the tour. People should be standing by the balcony when they start the tour on the viewing platform overlooking the Rose. There will be, or there are, depending on when you listen to this, maps like the one you see on your screen there, highlighting the very different points of the Rose that we should look at. We're aware that not everybody will have the app, so you want to use the app as a template for tours that you might be taking with people who either don't want to use the app, haven't got the app, or haven't got headphones and so on and so forth. Now the idea is that this isn't meant to be a prescriptive, but it is meant to be a template for the information that we're giving out at the Rose. So everybody gives out more or less the same information. Now obviously if you've got academics within the group, it'll be different from if you're talking to students or kids. So you'll have to adopt register and so on and so forth. But I don't want to teach my grandmother to suck eggs on this. Now, as you can see, we've got the same thing as we had for the tour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points, starting with the plot of land. And you can listen to the audio description, but as you can see, there's a transcription there below, which you can read. And I'll attach that so that even if you haven't got the app, you have got the script to look at. I'll just give you a taste of what the app sounds like. The screen will look a little bit different because I'm recording it on my iPad.
Welcome to the site of Philip Henslow's Rose Playhouse, which was opened in 1587. It was one of London's very first purpose-built theatres, used by some of the most well-known actors and writers of the time, including Kit Marlowe, William Shakespeare and Edward Alleyne. If you're on site, use the map and signs to help you find the locations. If you're using the guide remotely, you can follow the ground plan and look at the pictures on your screen. The main entrance to the Rose was on Maiden Lane, now called Park Street.
I hope that little taster gives you a sense of what the app sounds like and feels like, and I really do hope that you listen to it prior to the open days. So, we have number 2, and then number 3, of course, is the entrance to the yard, the galleries and the ingresses, and we run all the way through to Cholmondeley's house at number 10 at the back of the Rose Playhouse as you look at it. We're hoping, as Sarah, who narrated the tour, said, that people will be able to use this at home as well if the playhouse is closed. So there are constant references to people not being on site. So we feel that this could be used in the classroom, it could be used by tourists planning their visits, or people could listen to it after the event. So if you have done a tour, then please do recommend them to listen to it for further and different details. We've more or less come to the end of the tour, but I just want to remind you that we do have transcripts of everything which is audio on the app, and as I mentioned before, we'll keep those at the Rose Playhouse so that you can have a look at them as an aid memoir should you need them. So it just remains to me to say thank you very much for listening to this. And we hope that this is an important step forward. So in addition to the website, it's a great shop window that places us, as you'll see when you start to use the app, alongside some really major attractions on Bankside, but also places of similar size like the Golden Hind. So I imagine when you look up the Rose Playhouse, it'll be in between the Tate Modern and the Golden Hind, which I don't think is a bad place to be. Thank you very much for listening.